And joining us now is Counselor to the President, Kellyanne Conway. Good evening, Kellyanne.
Hi, Janine.
All right. Talk to us about the president and what you expect him to do tomorrow. I understand he's visiting both Texas and Louisiana with the First Lady.
That's right. The president and the First Lady will return to Texas and add Louisiana to the schedule tomorrow, really to meet with the storm survivors, the evacuees, the rescuers, the volunteers, and to also coordinate even more with local, state officials, get some briefings from them. You know, the federal government has 29,000 of its employees on the ground in the affected areas, 1,000 from Health and Human Services alone, and people from HUD, from Small Business Administration, Transportation, EPA, you name it. It's been a full administration, cabinet-wide, presidential, vice presidential effort. And the president and the First Lady want people in Texas and Louisiana to know that a grateful nation applauds those who are volunteering, stranger to stranger, neighbor to neighbor, continuing to rescue. And the president also wants to convey to the country, convey on behalf of the country, that we will stand with our brothers and sisters in Texas and Louisiana for as long as the recovery and the rebuilding takes. And nobody really, Janine, can look around the corner and predict that. As you've been getting all these briefings, we full well know housing is an issue, food, shelter, water, certainly medical and dental care related to the storm, any type of other emergency people are having transportation-wise. We know that people have lost their property, their personal effects, and worse, their loved ones. But we stand with them, and the president will continue to coordinate. I mean, we're so impressed with the governors, with the local and state officials, with the volunteers, everything that's happened, really administration-wise. FEMA, DHS, they've just been incredible.
Well, they have been, and I know. I was in a flood. My family, we lost. Our house was condemned years ago to Hurricane Agnes. And you don't realize how important government assistance is for things as simple as clothing, because you've lost everything, and food. And I was just talking to Dr. Siegel about bringing in supplies and water. And, you know, the good thing that we're hearing is that the president and the First Lady, in the first week of this hurricane, Harvey, will have visited this storm area twice. And, you know, when you look back at another administration, a Republican administration with President Bush, it took him 14 days to show up. And, you know, for all those critics of the president, and I've had enough, and I'm sure you have too, about Melania's shoes, or should the president have hugged someone or not hugged someone, the good news is that the facts speak for themselves.
The country should see what is in their hearts and not what's on their feet. And most people can cut through that peevish pettiness. And that all aside, the Trumps also have donated $1 million, and they're encouraging everyone else who feels like they can help in any way. Whether you are on the ground helping those who are affected, you can donate some money, donate blood, help get people the information they need. I think that's one of the greatest resources that the media can provide right now, is connecting people with the information they need, how to access disaster relief, how to access transportation, fresh water, as you're saying. This is something you can do no matter where you are across the country. And the White House continues to also be a great resource in connecting people with websites and links with 1-800 numbers if you have access to a working telephone. But again, the president today, even just today, declaring calling for Sunday to be a national day of prayer, really in honor of those, in memory of those who have lost their lives, in honor of those who are rebuilding their lives now, and all those who have been part of the rescue and recovery efforts as well, and continue to be part of the recovery, rebuilding, relief efforts. He also today got a briefing from the American Red Cross, from the Southern Baptist, disaster relief folks, and certainly Salvation Army. Thanking them, but also hearing from them. I mean, that's the important part here.
Okay.
A leader Kellyanne, is also a great listener.
Because I'm running
and the president has been listening this week.
I'm running up against a break, but I think that one of the overarching themes here is that we're seeing people come together. We're seeing the president actually on the ground, and we're seeing people in Texas, and I know a lot of people in Texas, coming together, not saying, help me, poor me, I can't help myself, but they're out there doing it, getting it done, moving back into their homes, accessing and helping each other, black and white, young and old. And it really is a positive story about this country, starting at the top and where we're going to come out as it relates to this administration.
You're looking at the best of America right in front of our eyes, and we applaud everyone. Nobody cares what their politics are.
Right.
If they supported the president in the last election, if they're even registered to vote, we're there to help each other. And this is the president on November 9th, Janine, right after he was declared the victor. He said, "I will be the president of all Americans, including those who do not support me." And this is the latest proof of that. I will tell you, 2 days on the job as campaign manager, he and Governor Pence went to Baton Rouge a year ago. President Obama was in Martha's Vineyard. Hillary Clinton did not go down to Baton Rouge. They went down there, and they helped people. We all saw the images of coffins floating away and people in need. Mr. Trump and Governor Pence went down there to Baton Rouge, and they did it again this week. He knows he's got the capacity to help people. He does it.
Kellyanne, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.